It is yet another incredible and exhilarating weekend of amazing sporting action in Africa and different parts of the world. My name is Neto and ETO Chamani Osiati Konyangazi Mumkha Pandle Punjani Moyani Voko Tendele. This is an exciting edition of Neto Sports Global hashtag NSG review and preview show. Of course, helping me to unpack this great weekend of sporting action is none other than our resident analyst in the Deadly Papeli Yellow, Oscar Sandawana Nzinzi. Oskiro, a very good evening and a warm welcome to NSG review and preview show.
Hearty welcome, sir, to all our followers and subscribers. Thank you again for a hearty welcome. Excited to sit down and look at what happened in the previous weekend and what's going to happen in the coming one.
Marvelous indeed. Talking about the previous weekend, the Bucks had a good day on the pitch, triumphed that match against the French in their own backyard at the Stade de France by 32-17.
Yeah, a match that was tagged the revenge game for the French after we dismantled them in the World Cup 2023. So people were excited, hoping that the French will upset the Boca. After getting that red card, playing with 14 men, I was thinking maybe this is a day for the French to really beat the Springboks, but it was not to be. I mean, the Springboks, those guys are solid. Even if they're playing with 13 men, I mean, our squad depth. I mean, we've got players who can play for 160 minutes. Most of these nations, they can take us to 60 minutes, 50 minutes, but our squad is well prepared to go over 80 minutes, and our physicality is just superior to most of these nations.
What's the secret of Rassi Erasmus and his coaching team? And I'm asking this question because you look at the Bucks in 2019, winning that World Cup without issues. Of course, it was not a walk in a park, but then they did it again on a back-to-back occasion in a World Cup 4 years later in 2023 that happened in France. What's the secret? Because I've seen nations and clubs doing well, winning a World Cup scenario, but to come back and win it again, having won the previous edition, it takes a real organized setup of rugby to be able to do that.
Yeah, man. Rassi Erasmus might be the face of this incredible time and season and phase for the Springboks. But the reality is, if you look at grassroots rugby, I mean, varsity rugby, what's happening with our league, and how we are also managing the players that we are exporting outside. That we have some players playing in Japan and also in Europe. How are they managing all of that? And also obviously having an incredible technical team, because you do have Sticks, who was a coach of rugby sevens before. We do have an Irishman in the technical team as well. So it's a whole lot of factors that actually bring up this beautiful fragrance called the Springboks. It can't just be probably just one man, but it's a whole lot of factors. I mean, look at the squad now, the depth we have. I mean, we can literally have 3 squads that can match any side that are in the top 5 in the world. So it's just a whole lot of factors. I mean, currently already people are saying we are the favorites for the Australia World Cup in 2027. I mean, we're in 2025 already, and but it's just your eyes will not lie to you. What everyone is seeing happening in the Springbok team is just incredible.
Talking about the incredibility, this team will now be facing Italy in their next assignment. Your thoughts on that one?
Actually, a wholesale of changes by Uncle Rassi Erasmus. Italy just won against the Wallabies the past weekend, and we cannot undermine them. I can't say I'm concerned, but one thing about Dr. Erasmus is that he is not afraid to lose, as long as he's learning something from all the performances. I mean, now we've got about over 8 changes or 7 changes in the starting 15 compared to the guys that played against France and were playing against the confident side that beat the Wallabies at home. So the Azuri will be hoping for an upset, but I am pretty sure that the guys who've been given a chance this weekend will also want their name to be known and be remembered so that they are considered for next year and even for the upcoming World Cup.
What will a comfortable victory be, scoreline-wise?
A win by over 20.
A win by over 20. We can't move away from the game of rugby without acknowledging skipper Siamthanda Kolisi for reaching his century in that match against the French. And it was a special weekend because his mentor Rassie Erasmus also reached half a century as the box mentor.
Yeah, I know these two are just legends, man. I mean, Siya Kolisi, he is a personification of inspiration on the field, on the bench, and even outside rugby. It's hard to hate or dislike a figure like a Siya Kolisi. A lot of people who never followed rugby in South Africa, especially the ones of this color, because of a figure like a Siya Kolisi leading the rugby national team. They are now following rugby, buying the merchandise, and even studying the game, and which is something that is beautiful. Obviously, rugby is not the biggest sport in South Africa, but probably the most successful national team in terms of sporting codes because of what they've done in rugby. And kudos, and we applaud Siya Kolisi for this achievement. It's not an easy one. We've had incredible players playing for the Springboks, but few of them have reached 100 caps. I think the Beast also reached 100. I'm just talking about black players now. Also reached 100 caps. So yeah, man, congrats to him and congrats to Dr. Erasmus for leading the Springboks, coaching this beautiful side for over 50 caps.
Exciting indeed. And talking about those that have reached a century, Brian Habana is one of them. What an amazing, humble legend there.
Yeah, man. Brian Habana, his dad named him Brian because his dad was a big follower of Manchester United. So he named him, I think, after Brian. Just forgot the last name of the football legend now. So he was hoping that his son will play soccer, but he ended up playing rugby. Yeah, and he made something out of rugby. You are correct by saying really humble human beings outside their theater of rugby.
Let's move on from the game of rugby to the beautiful game of football, kicking off the conversation in the United Kingdom with the Premier League. We've officially entered into the FIFA week where different national teams will be gearing up for different assignments in Africa. We will be witnessing the likes of Bafana taking on Zambia. I know the Uganda Cranes will be up against Morocco. So it's going to be a full-on list of different fixtures. But just in the Premier League, with the FIFA week kicking in, we've seen in the previous week Arsenal dropping 2 valuable points, playing to a 2-2 draw against Sunderland. Sunderland must be feeling like a special outfit after holding the Gunners of London by a 2-goal draw.
You know, coming from the Championship into the Premiership, majority of the owners will say the mandate is just to keep yourselves in the Premiership. But if you're looking at the Sunderland, they're really aiming really high. Currently, I know it's still early days, but currently, after 11 games, they are top 4. That is just incredible. I know it's early days, but it's something beautiful to behold and actually to mention. We remember when we made predictions between this Sunderland and Arsenal, and I said, I know it's unheard of, but I'm hoping that an Arsenal can concede. Even if they concede, I hope that they drop points. And a lot of people who are betting on sports, I'm sure they lost a lot of money because no one saw this one. 2-2 draw. In fact, they equalized last minute. Sunderland was supposed to win this game.
Hey, football, you can never say you've done well in your previous 5 matches, therefore it's going to be a walk in the park. You might
Nope.
just meet the word called surprise for the first time.
That's so true, man. That's so
Yeah.
true.
Let's move on to Liverpool dropping points against a Manchester City that was so on point. One-way traffic. I'm still trying to think which defender will be able to stop Duco. After scoring that third goal, then Pep Guardiola realized that I still need this guy to carry me in other assignments. Therefore, I'm substituting him. If you don't understand football, you'll be swearing at the coach.
Yeah. You know what? This Liverpool, I don't know what has happened this all of a sudden this season. They've suddenly become gift of givers. They're a charity organization. I mean, we're talking about the reigning champions of England, and but you know what? Pep Guardiola really prepped his side proper for Liverpool. There's a lot of cracks in that Liverpool defense, and it seems like even the front line, your Salah and them, they've been caught out. It seems like they're not bringing anything new, and a majority of the sides playing against them, they just know how to neutralize them and eventually beat them.
And it could have been worse in that match because Erling Haaland actually missed a penalty, only to open the score sheet in open play.
You know what? When Manchester City beats a Liverpool, be rest assured that the neighbors, Man U, they are the happiest. It could have been worse. I mean, it could have been a 7-0, a 6-0, but I guess Pep would be happy with 3 points and 3 goals and conceding none.
Manchester United, the Red Devils, they must be feeling like life is not so bad because they are on 18 points together with Liverpool, seventh and eighth position, respectively.
They started the season really bad. At some point, there were calls that the Portuguese coach should be sacked, but really tables have turned around for them, and the progression becoming better is something fans can't really complain about. And maybe, just maybe in January they might actually go into the transfer market and actually bolster maybe the departments where they see a need. The fans, the Red Devils can't complain. They can't complain how they've turned things around.
Arsenal on the summit with 26 points, followed by Manchester City, the Citizens, a difference of 4 points with 22 points. Chelsea beat the Wolves, who are in the basement of the Premier League, to occupy the third spot with 20 points. Exciting indeed, but not so exciting for Wolves at the basement of the Premier League. After 11 matches, they still haven't won a match.
Yeah, man. 2 points after 11 rounds of games. That's bad. But here's the thing about the English Premier League: it is unpredictable. It is highly competitive, and things can still change for Wolves, who just have 2 points on the board after 11 rounds. And I mean, we have 38 games played in the English Premier League. One can say it's over for Wolves. But if you look at the team that's on top of them, is it Nottingham Forest? How many points do they have? I think 10 points. And they've got this trigger happy owner of Greece who owns Olympiacos there and who owns Nottingham Forest here. It's still early days, but something must happen for Wolves come this busy period of Christmas. Otherwise, if they don't win their first game, collect some points during this December, come January, it's going to be tough for them.
In the South African Betway Premiership, Mamelodi Sundowns, Masandawana, your team on the summit of the Premier League. After 12 matches played, they've played an extra match between themselves and Orlando Pirates, including Kaizer Chiefs. Orlando Pirates sitting in that second position, followed by Kaizer Chiefs on equal points, 22 points, but superior goal difference for Orlando Pirates. Obviously, if we start counting games in hand, then it becomes a crazy story. It could mean that if Orlando Pirates win their next 2 matches to cover up, then they will definitely be on the summit. But points collected are much more superior than games in hand.
Yeah, no, games in their hand is not games won. But as things stand, the Orlando Pirates have done well, and I honestly think, even as a Sundowns fan, I honestly think that this is a season where Orlando Pirates is supposed to win the Premier Soccer League. Mamelodi Sundowns have really been inconsistent, and after 11 games, I don't know, the past 5 seasons, this is probably the lowest we've collected after 11 games. Therefore, I am really of the opinion that Orlando Pirates have assembled a very, very, very strong, solid side that can actually take them, to the summit. And if they don't win this season, then we can fairly say this is a farmers' league, because where Mamelodi Sundowns is at its weakest.
Is it safe to say the top three are fixing the country? Mamelodi Sundowns, Orlando Pirates, and Kaizer Chiefs. All three of them in the top three.
Well, it's early days. Things can still change. Skukuno United, led by Eric Tinkler, started the league like a house on fire, and Jiggy Jiggy, they just dwindled. I don't know what is happening there. Still early days. Majority of the teams in the Premier Soccer League, they're really inconsistent. So we will be seeing this yo-yo between number 3 and the rest. It's definitely going to be a close race between Mamelodi Sundowns and the Orlando Pirates. But Chiefs, we all know Chiefs. They are there. They are like an elephant on top of the tree. It's just a matter of time to see them coming down.
Yeah, they will surprise you, Mama. You must ask Ovid College. They will surprise you.
I know, but yeah, you know what? Football is football, man. Jokes aside, Chiefs can turn things around and go for the number 1 spot.
Let's move on to the CAF Confederation Cup, where Stellenbosch FC Stellies of Steve Barker will be up against the AS Otoho de Oyo. It's going to be an exciting clash.
Otoho, is it a team from is it Guinea?
Yes.
Yeah, no, I think we've had that team before as Sundowns in the group. I think it's Conakry, if I'm not mistaken. Traveling to those parts of the world is really, really, really difficult. What's important in the Champions League group stage is for you to not to lose your game when you're going away. At least bring a point back home and win all your 3 home games. Then at least you're guaranteed a spot in the quarterfinals. And I'm not sure, are they playing away or home? The first game, Stellies.
Stellies is playing at home. Only Chiefs is away.
Is away. So all Sundowns, Stellies, they must win their home games. They must win collect maximum points at home, collect a minimum of a point away from home. If you collect maximum points, that's a plus.
Your score prediction?
If they're playing at home, they've done well in the Confed Cup. Just winning by 2-0 will be sufficient for them.
2-0 for Stellenbosch up against AS Otoho de Oyo, while Kaizer Chiefs will be playing against Al Masry, playing away on Egyptian soil. Will they come out alive?
Yeah, man. That club, if you look at the Egyptian league, you have a Zamalek, you have Pyramid, you have Al Ali. I think there's about 6 teams that have fans. And that club, Al Masry, or however they pronounce it, one of those clubs who don't have fans. So Kaizer Chiefs can actually get there and actually get maximum points. There's nothing to fear. It's a club that doesn't have fans. So Kaizer Chiefs can actually come back with maximum points.
Mamelodi Sundowns in the CAF Champions League, that's an exciting group actually, where Mamelodi Sundowns is playing against FC St. Eloi Lupopo. But the most exciting one is my next question when we talk about Rulani Mokwena's boys in MC Alger. But let's get rid of FC St. Eloi Lupopo first. Mamelodi Sundowns playing in the capital city of the country in Pretoria. Will they triumph this one?
We must send a message to Lupopo. They came to this country and absolutely abused our countrymen in Orlando. So when they are coming to the capital, we must teach them a lesson that they must never forget. And a 3-0 would be a good score just to show them that what they did to Orlando Pirates, it must never happen again.
Hey, yeah, that's a very strong one. Hey, yeah, 3-0. So 3-0 is you are revenging or avenging in a good manner because it was the threes rolling between the two teams. They won in their own backyard in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Orlando Pirates won in their own backyard but lost that match on penalties. So 3 will be a good reminder without conceding, right?
Yeah, without conceding.
3-0.
3-0.
Let's talk about MC Alja of Rulani Mokoena, someone who knows Mamelodi Sundowns very well. Someone would argue and say every season there's a whole lot of new signings that are brought onto the club, the different philosophies and all of that. But when you know something, you know it, don't you?
Yeah, man. Rulani Mokoena and Mamelodi Sundowns playing under Rulani Mokoena played one of the best football ever. Even the Peter Musimane's led Mamelodi Sundowns never played that type of football. I mean, you just fell in love with Mamelodi Sundowns all over again when Rulani Mokoena was still coaching, and obviously he had his minuses, his faults, but the only thing about him is that he failed to take Sundowns to the finals and of CAF Champions League. And you know the obsession of CAF Champions League with Mamelodi Sundowns fans, management, and the owners. That's why today we are where we are. If they call it, others will call him a mechanic, a carpenter, or whatever they will call him. But one thing he will do is he'll play whatever type of football he plays, but he'll guarantee a football club that he will take it to CAF Champions League final, which is something he did last season. So for the past 2 seasons, the same coach has been in the finals of CAF Champions League. With Esperance, he was there. With Sundown, he was there. But the minus to it all is that he has lost both finals. And where we are today as Sundowns, we want to get another chance to get to the finals. But I'm not sure the coach has got the confidence of the fans. I think the fans, they're just up to here with the style that he is employing currently with the team at his disposal. But Rulani Mokoena is doing wonders in Algeria. He is not conceding. He is scoring. He's still the same Rulani, all position, tiring the opposition with keeping the ball. And that means that when Sundowns is facing Rulani Mokoena, it's going to be a tough one.
Yeah, and MC Alger actually on the summit of the Algerian League One, so it goes to show that Ru is doing some awesome work representing Southern Africa very well. It's going to be an exciting one, but let's pack the predictions for that match for next weekend because that match is only happening on the last weekend of the month. So for now, let's deal with Saint Eloi Lupopo. This Saint Eloi Lupopo must represent themselves very well because a saint is someone holy. So you can't be bringing sadness to our fellow countrymen in Orlando Pirates. But yeah, when it comes to matters of the pitch, you even forget that you've got a holy name as a club name. Let's move on to Bafana Bafana taking on Chipolo Polo of Zambia. Is this a good choice in terms of preparing for this global spectacle, playing a side like Zambia that has just lost its coach in Avram Grant, who's decided to call it quits because good results weren't coming forth?
You know those clowns at SAFA. It's like they're not backing Uncle Hugo Bruce with getting proper nations to prepare for the upcoming AFCON. You look at Angola. I don't think Angola is qualified for African Nations Cup. They're playing a friendly, guess with who? With Argentina. Senegal, they're in the AFCON as well. Guess which friendly they're playing? They're playing against the Brazilian. So couldn't we get a tougher opponent, maybe from Europe or even a USA for that matter. Someone who's in the top 20 or top 30 nations in football rankings. I'm not undermining our fellow brothers, Chipolopolo. But if you want to achieve something big, like winning African Nations Cup, then give Hugo Bruce, some solid competitive nations. You have a Nigeria that was supposed to play at, I believe, Venezuela, and I don't know who else, but they had to postpone those matches because of their involvement in this World Cup qualifier playoffs. Could we just hijack Venezuela or Colombia, play with them instead of playing a Chipolopolo? But it is what it is, and tomorrow we are facing Chipolopolo of Zambia, and probably a Hugo Bruce will give a chance to some new players that is included in the 23-man squad, which is the like of Peleto Maghalwa playing for Eskukune United, Umasindi Namtachele playing for Orlando Pirates. I'll be happy if these two are given a chance tomorrow.
And you are raising a valid point there when it comes to the quality of opponents. Without stealing anything from Chipolopolo of Zambia, I mean, they can give us a good game at any time. We know that for sure. But you're talking about Bafana that has recently qualified for the global spectacle, the FIFA World Cup 2026. And you can never fool yourself and think that you've got the luxury of time when it's already December. And that means that in no time, AFCON will be a thing of the past, and you'll be faced with preparing for the World Cup when you could have given yourself ample time to start preparing at least before 2025 dies a natural death.
Yeah, man. You know what? The leadership of SAFA has really, I think they've reached their expiry date. It is okay. It is okay. They can just step down and hand over to new brains, people with fresh ideas, because they're not doing justice for Hugo Bruce. And I'm not saying this on behalf of a Hugo Bruce. A Hugo Bruce himself complained that, you know what, he wanted tougher opponents, like we did when we played against France. Yes, I know they destroyed us 5-0, but those type of opponents, because they will give you an idea of the level of where we are as a nation, especially that now we are going to the World Cup come next year. We don't have time, it's just alluded.
As we wrap up, your parting shot?
No, man, it's been an incredible, 6 weeks, 5 weeks. And yeah, man, anyone who comes across these videos, do not forget to give us a like, to share the videos, to comment, whether it's on Facebook, whether it's on YouTube or TikTok. It just goes a long way when you do like our videos. Just by liking, it's really key for the growth of the channel.
Indodedly Papeli Yellow, Oscar Sandawan and Cincy, Big Brother, thank you so much, man.
No, thanks for, this is refreshing, man. Absolutely refreshing, exciting, and I'm learning a lot as well, man.
That's how we say our goodbye. Do stay tuned to Neto Sports Global review and preview show. We'll do it again next weekend. For now, it's cheers. My name is Neto and ETO Chamani. Osiati, Gonyangazi, Mumka, Japante Gonjani, Moyani, Voko Dendele. Africa and the world, be nice, be kind, be good to a global citizen, because we rise by lifting others. Machivenda Bari, Ritakwanga Utakula Bangwe. Voyinevano. Babiwa.